Chapter 4, Section 5. We're going to work on factoring again. Let's take a look. This is a little bit different because we're going to find out what factors will make these equations go to zero. So we're going to turn around. We'll use number 1 as an example here to start off with. And we want to try and find what numbers will make that zero. Remember factoring? Okay, good. Take x squared minus 10x plus 16. You had what we did yesterday was real common or real close to what we're doing now, but now we're going to find out what will make that zero. So if we were going to factor this, we'd look at the multiples of 16. That would be 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. We'd look at it and say, okay, since we got a plus here, we have to add these multiples together in order to come up with 10. So which of these multiples here will come up with 10? We look at it and we see 2 and 8. If we add them together, we'll come up with 10. So we can set our multiples up this way, x and x, 2 and 8. Since we know that we're adding them together, we're going to put the sign of whatever's in front of the 10 in between them. And we found our multiples for being able to factor this equation. Now we set x minus 2 equals 0 and x minus 8 equal to 0. We know that when x equals 2 and when x equals 8, this equation is true. If we put 2 into this equation, 2 squared is 4, minus 10 times 2, which is 20, would make it minus 16, plus 16 would equal 0. Therefore, it's true. We know that. If we did this with 8, we could come up with the same number. Now, in these problems, you've got some that are a little bit different. Let's take a look at number 5. Number 5 says 2x squared equals 7x plus 4. Now you have to find the multiples for x in here. You've got to factor this out. So what we're going to do, we're going to set this equal to 0 by bringing the 7x over and the 4 over. So 2x squared minus 7x minus 4 equals 0. Let's factor it out. In order to do that, we find the factors of 2, 1, and 2. We find the factors of 4, 1, 2, and 4. We can set up our parentheses. We know that 1 and 2 are going to be factors, so we can say x and 2x. But now we have to figure out these factors over here. Which one of these factors are we going to use to be able to come up with a negative 7? Now, right here tells us we're going to subtract the 2 factors to be able to come up with negative 7. Remember, we have this 2 in here. We have to also account for. So if we start placing our factors in here, let's say 2's, we put 2's in here, and we go 2 times 2 minus 2 is really 2, so that isn't going to be one of them. Let's take a look at another one. Let's say we put 1 and 4 in here. Well, 2 times 1 is 2, and we subtract out of 4, it's going to be 2 again. That isn't going to work for us either. So right now, the only one we have left is to put 4 here and 1 here. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 1 times 1 is, subtract that, that's going to be our minus 7. We've just found our multiples. Now, because we have a negative here, the larger of these, the 1 and 4, is going to get the negative, and the other one is going to get the positive. We've just factored out our problems. We set x minus 4 equal to 0. We set 2x plus 1 equal to 0. X is going to equal 4 here. And we do our algebra on this one, equals negative 1. X equals a negative 1/2. Our 2 factors that we needed for this one are 4 and negative 1/2. Now I've done 2 of the odd problems for you. Go ahead and do the rest of the odd problems for this assignment.